I'm Jill.
And I'm John.
And we're the Geezers on the Go.
Go, go, go.
And yes, those were the actual sights and sounds of First Landing State Park in Virginia Beach, Virginia, coming from the nearby military base every morning and every afternoon. We loved it, and we also loved this sprawling state park on Chesapeake Bay. With its 205 campsites, 20 cabins, and 20 miles of hiking and biking trails, it's the most popular state park in Virginia. And we're here at First Landing State Park in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and it is a very nice seashore type campground. Lots of vegetation, lots of trees. We're in site number 172, and kind of interesting on the sites here, they tell you how long they are, so you can judge from there if you happen to just come in and they say go pick a spot, which doesn't happen too often. But as you can see here, this is the road. A little narrow, a little tough to get in this site, but not too bad. John managed. But lots of trees, and right past where on the other side of the dunes here is the ocean. You might be able to hear it. Just a little go around here. There's lots of little walkways just down the road that you can walk up to the beach. Most of the sites that accommodate RVs have water and electric. There's no sewer. And there are a bunch of tent sites on the other side of the campground. And there is a dump station. This is a very big park. It does have over 200 sites. Most of them are back-ends. There are, we noticed, a few pull-throughs, but not many. But it looks like the nicer sites are probably the ones that are right along the dunes, and you sort of back up to the ocean. I think you can probably walk through behind a lot of these sites to get to the ocean. Here they have bathhouses scattered around. Most of the sites look to be 30 to 50 feet long. Some are 20, but it's very wooded. It's very pretty. This park is really good for bike riding because all the roads here in between the sites are paved, so you could go, and they're flat, which is always a good thing. Another nice sight along in here, and so you'd have an easy time riding your bike around this park. And I just love the way they just tuck in sites all into the trees here. It feels sort of secluded. Even though there's, 200 sites here, there's lots of trees to make you feel at least like you have some privacy. And scattered around this outer loop here, this is where you walk up to the beach. There's a few of those, and then there's lots of these little signs along the way to tell you about the state park and different history. First Landing being, I guess, when they came here from England. And this is the boardwalk entrance up to the beach. I'm just about at the end where you can see the ocean here, but you can also see the yurts. They're out there nestled in the dunes. And there's a little tour of what it looks like. See some other way down there, some hotels, but you're pretty much secluded back here. Not many, can't see many high rises, or just the beach and the dunes. Interesting fact about First Landing State Park: it used to be called the Seashore State Park at Cape Henry, and although a lot of these state parks were built by the CCC, this one was built by an all African American regiment. So they built this whole park for everyone to enjoy until today. As you come into the park, there's a bunch of tent camping. Wouldn't recommend the ones as you first come in because you're right by this road. Although it's not a super busy road, you can hear the cars going by. But there's some that are right by the road, and other ones you park your car and you're sort of tucked in among the trees. And you are not allowed to use any generators in here, so be aware of that. There's the road right there, so if you're tent camping over here, it'd be a bit noisy, I suppose. Well, back here, there's some, I think it's 40 something through 60. These are all tent sites, and they're kind of in the trees, so they wouldn't be too bad. These over here, you're still a little bit near the road, but that's one cool tree right there, that's for sure. If you had Site 58 here as a tent site, this would probably be one of the cooler spots. Although you can still hear the cars, this tree is pretty magnificent. Looks like a big octopus or a big spider. There also are several yurts here that are right overlooking the ocean, but the camp host said they're basically tents on a platform because there's no heat, no electricity, so you're just sort of like tenting in a little bit of more luxury, I suppose. Well, here's another one of the yurts. This is yurt number 2, and there's nobody here, so I'm just going to go up and see what it looks like from the top deck. See what kind of a view you get. Oh, it's very nice. They got some chairs, picnic table. So not a bad view from up here.
This road leads to a lot of the hiking trails at the campground. Also the cabins, and there's a picnic area over here too. But this is actually on the other side of the main road from the camping area, and as you basically have to drive here. You can't well, you could dash across the highway if you really wanted to.
Or you could ride your bike.
Or you could ride your bike, I suppose. I don't know what this is up here. This might be a, looks like a little
Oh, it's the trail center.
like that's the trail center. This little road that we're on now is called Tranquil Woods Court. Up there on the hill you can see a cabin through the trees. Get you a better look at one here in a second, I hope. But yeah, there's one on the right there. They're pretty good sized cabins.
Yeah, it's like they have air conditioning and electric, as opposed to the yurts have nothing.
Yeah, these are your quote-unquote luxury cabins over here.
You can have a fireplace.
Yep. Fireplace, chimney, air conditioning. Heck, I'd live here. Yeah, First Landing State Park is huge. I mean, there's a ton of spaces. It does feel on the weekend a little congested, but the area is so pretty, and the woods around here are gorgeous.
You might be able to tell from the background. There's lots of trees, lots of wild oaks and scrub brush, and
yeah, some of the crookedest trees I've ever seen.
Yeah, they look like octopus almost. But it's an easy walk to the beach. There's lots of little wooden boardwalks to go up to, because you can't actually see the water from here because there's some dunes. And we actually thought we would be on the ocean, but actually the campground is on the Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake Bay, yeah. And the campground is spread all over the place. Across the main road coming in, there's another section of the campground. There's also a piece of the campground way down in
Actually, in Virginia Beach.
in Virginia Beach.
It's about 4 miles down the road to get to the entrance.
Yeah.
And then you drive through. Once you turn, I think it's 64th Street. You turn, you feel like you're in a residential area, but then you go back into the state park and you drive another 2 miles, and you come to a really nice beach and a boat launch. And
yeah, we went down there, and there were a lot of guys fishing down there, so it must be pretty good fishing. That's actually part of what did they call that?
The Broad Bay.
Broad Bay and Lynn Haven River right in there.
Okay.
So a lot of good fishing.
Also, not that far out from outside the campground, there's a couple of lighthouses to go visit, and they're kind of unique.
Yeah, they're on a military base, Fort Pendleton, and you have to go in, give them your driver's license, they give you a pass, they put you on a bus, they take you out, they tell you where the areas are that you can go and the restricted areas where you can't go. But it was a lot of fun, and we got to see a couple of old lighthouses. Well, one is the old lighthouse, a stone lighthouse, and the other one's a new lighthouse that's still in operation. So, well, we're going to take you out there and show it to you.
And the other cool thing is right there is actually what is the first landing, where they said the English actually stopped there 13 years before they went to Plymouth Rock. So it is actually the first landing.
So they say. Going to the beach. Jill's pulling our little wagon. Here goes Jill down the hill now, coming down the other side. I don't know what's more challenging with that little wagon, pulling it up the hill or trying to keep it from running away from you going down the hill. We're almost there. Keep pulling, Jill. Chug along. I'm going to take the lower route here. Well, we made it to the beach. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the fence in the background there. That's Fort Pendleton. It's an army base here. And that's as far down as you can go.
Sign over there says, "No trespassing. United States government property." So, I guess you have to stay out. No trespassing. But you know us, we just had to find a way onto the base. And to be honest, it was pretty easy. There we are at Cape Henry Memorial Lighthouse. You can see the lighthouse. There's John. We're going to walk to the lighthouse. And we're on a military base, so we have to watch our P's and Q's. This is Cape Henry Lighthouse. It's around the corner. But we didn't realize in order to come see this landing, this was actually the first landing before Plymouth Rock, 13 years before. And you have to come on a military base and go through all kind of rigmarole just to get out here.
Yeah, like, it's Fort Pendleton.
Right. And so it's a little map. They have to give you this little thing.
This is your little map of the park, and this is your pass to be on it.
Yeah, they keep your driver's license until you come back.
Yep.
But this is supposed to be where they landed in 1607. And they erected a cross. They said the water was so deep they could
tie up to a tree. Apparently it was a big Revolutionary War battle here, fought here, a sea battle between the French, who were guarding the Cape here, against the British. And in 1781, and the French successfully were able to keep the British from bringing supplies to Cornwallis.
Oh, and this is one of the naval people, right? Admiral.
Yeah, this is the
Admiral
Comte de Grasse was the head of the French fleet here.
We're going to take a walk out to where they landed. This walkway should be there momentarily.
Big boat.
Yeah.
Big cargo ship sitting out there. Right here, or pretty close to it, is where the British first landed on the North American continent, some 13 years before the Mayflower landed at Plymouth Rock.
are the two lighthouses here at Cape Henry. This is the newer one, the black and white one. It's still in operation. And if you hear some planes in the background, that's because we are on a military facility. And there's also an older one. There's a stone one over here, but that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't have any glass in it. But they're both pretty cool.
That was the stone one, was the original one.
Right. And you can walk up to the top, but I think we'll just say, yeah, we were up there, yeah, okay. And not.
Down the road just a little ways is another piece of First Landing State Park. You turn off the highway to come into this little area of the state park. It's going to look like this. You're going to think you got lost in a residential area of Virginia Beach, but no, it does indeed go down to an entrance to First Landing State Park.
Well, about 6 miles from the campground entrance to where this other little beach is here. You drive in through a little residential area, then you're back in the state park again, and you come out down here to the beach. And a nice beach it is. Lots of good sand. Nice beach, huh?
If you come this way, I'll show you my secret beach.
Oh, okay. Let's see where your secret beach is. Ooh, look at the cool... look at that with all the cool tree formations. Look at that.
You can see no one's ever set foot on this beach.
Oh no, I can tell. Yeah, there's no footprints. Nobody's ever been here before.
Holes in the sand.
But that's the cool part right there.
We're here on one of the small beaches at this sort of annex to the state park here. And as you can see, they're all lined up. I think this is, this is part of Broad Bay, or it's the Lynn Haven River. It might be a little bit of each. And but this is saltwater right here. And they're fishing down here. Quite a few people lined up. And we're sheltered from the bigger part of the bay, and it's nice and warm and sunny right here in this spot.
There is lots to do around the area, and I'm sure it's even hopping in the summertime. We're here in the fall, and most of the things are open, but not everything.
Well, Virginia Beach is a big tourist area here, and a lot of the restaurants are still open. They don't close; they're open year-round. The weather we've had was gorgeous. As a matter of fact, we went out one day and played golf, right?
Yeah, it was really nice. There's a couple golf courses here, and there's they're public courses, so that won't cost you an arm and a leg to go play golf.
How'd you do in the golf
I
course?
did pretty good. We won't say what you did.
Don't ask about me.
But there's also other things to do. You go down to, there's a boardwalk, there's restaurants, there's just a little bit of everything for you here at Virginia Beach.
We are cruising down Atlantic Avenue in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
There's the beach over there.
And the beach is just right off to my right. And as you can see, I don't know if you've ever been to Myrtle Beach. This will remind you of it quite a bit. It's quite built up, a lot of bumps in the road, and a lot of high-rise hotels, condominiums, resort-type places. But there's supposed to have a lot of really nice restaurants and stuff. We passed some coming in about another block off the ocean, so we will continue to hunt. You can see the ocean right out there and the beach. Horseback riders and rows and rows of hotels and condos, stores and condos and more stores and more hotels and more condos.
I think it's changed a little bit since I was here when I was 11.
Well, so have you, my dear. So have you.
Yes, I was here when I was 11, and I remember we went surf on little rafts, and we went so many times I got sick. At least I can't get seasick on the golf course. Well, we're here at Ocean View Golf Course. It's in Norfolk, Virginia. It's about, say, 15 miles from our campground at First Landing. It was the only one that had some tea times open, so we figured, what the heck. But so far I haven't seen any ocean views.
Jill's on the third tee right now. It's a par 5. Slight dog leg left, although from the ladies' tees there's not much dog leg at all. And she hit a snake killer right down the middle. It's in play, and it's you know, what the heck. None of us is perfect, I guess, and yeah, what the heck. Time to pack up and head out. Glad you could tag along with us this time, and as always, we'll see you down the road.
Stop!